Three, two, one.
And welcome back to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast. It's episode 280. 8 is 10, minus the 1 is 0. And that's how you get the 0,
That's called math.
basically. So, big disappointment, Bruno.
Why?
Big disappointment. What, what's today's date?
The 4th?
Of
October
what
4th?
month?
10?
10. There's a lot of
Right?
special things about 10. Half of our birthdays are 10.
You're not wrong.
Um, It's the month of spook, of skeletons, of doots.
True.
You know, it's my favorite month out of the year by zero, like, close calls. But you know what else was always in December or in October that I always look forward to?
What? Fish fry?
No. Easter's never landed in October, and it might one day, but it hasn't yet.
Okay.
Um, our biannual release of Big Booty Mixes.
Oh, that usually is October, isn't it?
April, October.
I know it's
Used to
coming around, but they've been slacking a little bit and going slow.
it's not coming around.
Oh, shit.
I have the I have the website. Big Booty Mix 24 is not coming till February.
What the fuck?
We have a literal another 5 month November 4-ish. 4 and some change.
That's
November,
some
December.
bullshit.
4 and a little change. Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah, I looked it up today. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen any posts like, oh, it's happening. All like when they
I
do their
saw
little
some stuff, but not like anything substantial, I thought.
like normally their Facebook community posts are like, we're mixing it up, and I'll be like with them in a kitchen with grandma making cookies, and
Yeah.
like they'll start dropping those things. I'm like, oh man, it's close. And then you or Burry will like drop the all releases this date. We'll hear it on this date, and I'm like, oh shit, now it's actually official. So I
Yeah.
started Googling, and this is what I got, and then I got sad, and then I moved on.
That is sad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be biannual releases anymore.
That's very sad.
Yeah, I guess they're like actually touring. I mean, good on them. But I
Good on
assume,
them, but they could also release another one. God damn it.
yeah. Like what is floor? What is floor seats? Look, 200 some. It is crazy to me that like I guess they're cheap by like standards of everything, but like I guess two guys DJing to be on the floor level is a $250 experience.
What's like some shitter seats go for? $50.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's with a meet and greet experience. Okay, so 179. That's actually a lot better. That makes me feel better. Um, $50 ain't bad.
It's also in LA.
That's like $5 for them.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, I just I in the next week or so, I assumed you were gonna be like, huh, what's going on
It's
about
been
this?
on my
And
mind a little bit, like when's it coming? I didn't actually like look into it yet though.
secretly, I've been re-listening to all of them and reassuring my ranks on all of them.
Yeah.
They all stand pretty hard. I really haven't listened to a Reddit post I didn't send you because it wasn't like that mind breaking, but it was people complaining about what shows have the worst intros.
Okay.
Um and there were some shows I I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize we all hated. Like, it was like fine. I'm like whatever. It was eh. But one of them was a shit ton of people hate the Office intro because
Really?
apparently there's a large majority of, well, not apparently, as you well know, there's a large majority of Americans that just only watch The Office. Like they've turned that into the only show they can watch on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
Apparently, those people when they're going to bed hate the Office intro because it's like so loud,
I thought the Office
and
intro was good.
I think it's just like the sound levels piss them off. And again, I think
I
it's when
could
they
I could see that.
I think it's one of those things that they've listened to it for years now, and it's like stupid loud, and they're just trying to like use it to sleep. 'Cause it's
It's
like
like
they're
setting your ringtone or your alarm to
yeah
it kind of thing.
yeah. A lot of people hated it. I'm like, damn, I thought that'd be one of those. I never expected it to be on there. I expected it to be like, and it would be downvoted to all hell. It wasn't the one I expected to be multiple times said and well received as a bad intro.
I feel like that's circumstantial though. Like they did it to themselves,
It
in
is,
my
but
opinion.
it is. But if you're gonna use it to make music, apparently it's not a great like. Might trigger PTSD.
I guess, dude.
A lot of Netflix shows have bad intros, apparently. That's all I can tell you
I
about the
could
rest
see
of that
that.
post. It got me thinking, I'm like, yeah. I think generic American television has better intros than. I think the most generic American TV show intro is better than the bad anime intros.
I could take that.
Like, 'cause I was starting to think, my first initial thought was that anime, I'm like, oh, anime has so many good intros that they're just like,
There's a lot of
it's like
shit
a
ones too,
higher.
though.
I'm like, it has a higher standard. Then I remember, like, no, there's so many bad ones. Ones that I'm like, why am I
Yeah,
watching this?
yeah.
Like, oh,
Or
new
like they
show.
spoil shit from like the end of the season in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, it's like you turn on a new. I feel like it's like the one one of the big hopes with an anime and be like, oh, is the animation good? Are the voice actors good? And do they have bopping music? And you watch
And
that
are there
first.
horses?
Are there horses? And you watch that intro the first time, and you're like, I am never gonna watch this shit again.
Yep. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for Dit to find a show that he likes that has CGI horses.
He doesn't. He absolutely appalls him.
I
I hate
know.
him, but like he doesn't watch shows with it,
No.
which is bad because they're all going that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well.
I every once in a while there's still a good Reddit post of like understanding the psyche of America and figuring out if you fall within or without social norms. Um, but how was your week? You do anything fun?
I don't think so. I don't think I really
Uh,
did too much crazy.
Gotcha.
I can't think of anything. I
Nah,
put the doors back on my truck.
about time.
It was getting a little chilly.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah.
Um, that's a
Um,
process, right? Like that's a pseudo
It's not
process.
bad. It's not bad.
Okay. Originally, you
It's
said it
it,
wasn't like a 5 minute like roof
it's
off
like a
type deal.
so the roof is okay.
Takes longer to put them in a bag than it is to take it off,
So there's
right?
three things, right? There's three things that I can take off my truck. There's the two panels above the driver and passenger.
Right.
I can do that in probably literally 2 minutes. From like stopping the vehicle to having the roof either back on or taken off.
Hmm.
It's a couple quick latches, throw them in a bag, and you're done. The doors, probably like a realistic number is like 10 minutes.
Do you need a
For me,
tool?
yes, but it came with the truck and is in a bag that always stays in the truck.
Gotcha.
Um, and that might be changing for me.
Quick
So
connect.
for the doors, you roll down the windows so the windows are inside of the door.
Makes sense.
And then there's a bolt in the door jamb for the door stopper. Like, you know how your door can be held half open and all the way open?
Yeah.
So there's one of those. That's new on this generation of Jeep. It's the first ones that have had it. So that's one Torx bolt. And then on the bottom of the hinge, and the hinge is on the outside of the door, there's two hinges. On the bottom of them is like a nut that you unscrew. So there's two of them per door. And then there's a wiring harness plug that you have to take a panel off, undo a latch, take the plug out. And then you just lift the door off. I'm thinking about making that easier by buying, they call them door pin guides that thread on to the hinge.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of a nut that holds the door down, it's just the weight of the door, which isn't an issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it protects the threads. And then I think I'm going to shove the door stopper into the door so it doesn't have a door stopper. Because it still has a limit strap.
Well, okay.
And then it would be literally open the door and lift.
Still a wiring harness unless you don't want power.
Sure, yes. Yes. The only thing that so the wiring harness does windows and door locks. Like I would have.
Your window controls aren't on the door, right? They're
Nope.
on the console.
They're in the center. Yes.
Hate that.
It's a little stupid. And
I
it's not like there's button. I don't understand. Actually, I do understand. I do remember having this thought before. It's so that you can get to other windows if you have your door off.
Right. It's like if you have your door off, you still might
Yeah.
want to. Because
Like I only take two off. I leave the back ones on, so I would have control of the back windows.
I guess I've never seen it, but I think it'd be really fucking dumb just to see no doors on one side, but doors on the other.
I've thought about like
passenger side door. Like you still have your protection, but then you like over there you get like the wind blowing through.
Yeah. I always thought it would be funny to swap doors with someone. Like my sister. She's got an orange Jeep. Just take her doors and give her mine. But the problem is, the weird thing that happens.
Are they the same?
I think yeah, they are. My key fob would control my doors. So the doors that I put on her Jeep would be controlled by my key fob. They get like weirdly locked out like that. I think. I'm not positive about that one. I think I've heard that that's an issue. Or I'm making it all up and it's just that the key changes. Like the insert key to unlock.
Okay, the only reason I wouldn't believe that is
it sounds weird. I know. I agree.
Because each door wouldn't have its own sensor for a key fob. It would go to a central unit.
Kind of. But does the door have a sensor for the proximity entry?
You probably would lose out on proximity entry, but like fob, I guess like fob controls would still work.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how that would go.
I have no idea.
I'd have a red truck with orange doors, though. Feels like a Halloween kind of thing to do.
Yeah, that orange is ugly.
Maybe get a whole group together and just swap one door. Like have a normal driver door, an orange passenger door, a blue rear left door.
I think your doors on other Jeeps would look good. I think most other doors on your Jeep would look bad. I think you have a good. I think your color is a good accent color. I don't think your color. I don't know what colors work good as an accent on your color.
Yeah, fair.
Like maybe I think white is just bad.
Yeah.
Black would just be black. The
Yeah.
green and red would probably be okay, but I don't really love that. Blue, maybe some like navy blue on there would be kind of.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So going back to the time it takes to do things. So like doors is like a 10-minute process right now. In the future, it could probably be like a 5. You know, just get somewhere to set the doors. I'm thinking about buying a bracket to put on the wall. to hang the doors from. But like that could get cut down pretty good. The roof, it's 8 bolts, which doesn't take long. But then it's this awkward lift the fucking roof off thing that's just annoying and hard.
Oh, I forget your roof is like two part or like two
Like the
separate. Like
whole
I do.
back of the roof comes
Yeah.
off at once.
You
And
have a
it
big
didn't,
bag
I
for that
feel
one.
like it didn't do, no. I got blocks to set it on though. I feel like it didn't do much though. So it doesn't feel worth it for me to do it anymore, kind of thing. Got to do it once and understand, and then I just don't feel like, no. I can also fold down the windshield, but I don't want to do that. That was a whole process. I like half did it once to get some access to drill a hole, but then put it back and never touched it again. I also didn't get the windshield wipers off, so they were in the way, so I couldn't fully fold it down.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a puller to pull them off, and they were really stuck on.
Ah, you have many windshield wipers too. What the fuck do you buy them? Like
I
two,
don't know.
I buy 8 inchers.
They are small. They have a very vertical windshield. There's not much of it.
Okay, mine are like 18. I think my one windshield wiper is longer than two of yours combined. I have like an 18-inch windshield wiper on my driver's side. So unless yours are both 9 inches.
Apparently, they are 15 inches long, so you probably have a lot longer than that.
What? Yours are 15. Yours are over a foot?
Apparently.
Really? Mine that big? It's like
26.
oh, is that what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It is a long.
Yeah.
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 Feet. Yeah. Fucking long.
But what I was talking about was like unbolting it and taking the whole metal frame of the windshield wiper off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like seized on because they get like pushed on pretty hard.
I forgot that was a thing you could take off, and I forgot you tried and didn't succeed and questioned the validity of what you saw.
No, like it can be done, and I think if you did it once, they would come off more easily. But I didn't need to, and I didn't want to. I just wanted access to get a drill in to drill a hole. So
Yeah.
I just held it up while I drilled a hole.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have to go all the way down.
Um, I thought I nope, lost my questions with that.
So I rolled it.
Got back into Cyberpunk.
I saw you playing. How has it been?
It's good. They did a big update, so a lot of things I can't remember if they're the same or different. I think there are a lot of different things.
I think that they upped pre the what I'm gonna call a free DLC. They did a lot of updates, I think.
Yeah, now they just released a paid DLC with what they call 2.0. It's like the last. They're not
Oh,
doing
okay.
anything more with the game. So it's like not end of life, but end of like content, which is they were promised more, but then they fixed a lot, and then they are trying to move on to the next game. So, I mean, I'm gonna
Did,
say I've only played through it once, so like I'm gonna say like, oh man, missed out on all years of content. But like, I don't play these. I'm not one of the people that play like Skyrim every night for the next 15 years.
yeah, I feel like especially with those story games, we're not big on like the
I
people
know
that
people
play
that play
Skyrim all the
Skyrim.
time are the people that watch The Office all the time.
Yes,
They're of the same breed.
man, such a depressing thought. Think of like, think of the people that were big into like the Elder Scrolls going back to 2011. They're like, let's just say they were like 12, 13 at the time, so they're like 24, 25, like, out of college on their first job, and they like go to their like middle school, pre-high school, or like early high school self and be like, better fucking enjoy this. Take your fucking time, bud.
Yeah.
Like
And
you're
it's
going to
such a
be out.
beloved game too.
It
Like
is.
people love it.
Again, think of where you were. Think of what you were, where you were in life when GTA 5 came out.
I was like in the middle of graduating high school.
Yeah. I was like, I knew it was like because it happened in the fall because it was just like a week or two ago. So I remember everyone on. I was in my soccer season. I remember on the like
Oh, I
going to an
would have
away.
just have graduated actually. Now that I said, well, no, because it got delayed for PC too.
Yeah, I'm talking about like first release. Like we would have watched
Yeah.
it on YouTube, like people
Oh,
playing
yeah.
it and like
Yeah.
enjoyed content of it. Still kind of close to peak YouTube. Um.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But like I can like remember talking on the bus about the new GTA come that came out, and everyone's talking about like, oh man, look at this. Now I'm like sitting here, 25, own a house, and I'm like, if I would think about the last GTA that came out, it would still be the one when I was like in high school, and we're still not year. We're still by the time the next one comes out, I could have a kid. Eric fucking had a kid.
You know, I'm kind of sad that more of us didn't get into GTA.
I'm glad for my wallet.
I've never paid anything for GTA.
You got it for free and then never put anything into it.
No, I never bought anything in it.
Okay.
I might have done a little bit of I don't know what to call it.
But yeah, I forgot you
Uh,
and Burry.
I might have been banned from GTA for a short period of time.
Yeah, I forgot you
We
and
can put it
Burry.
that way.
Yeah. Forgot you and Burry exploited poor coding dynamics inside a massive AAA game.
Yeah. But ever since then I haven't done any of it and
Didn't you buy like a bunch of basically everything at the time?
yeah.
I mean, I know there's more stuff out now, but I think you,
I can make money pretty easy now though.
yeah, you fucking rich.
I think I have like 10 mil in the game right now.
The amount of money you
10, like
have,
10 real mil
I
like that
know,
I have made.
right? The amount of money you have in game that if you would equate it to how much it would be to get yours is a nice chunk of change.
Oh, it's like
I don't think the exchange rates are great.
it's probably let me go look. Let me double check what a shark card is.
I mean, I don't think they're bad, but I don't think they're great. Like, I don't think they're like mobile game trying to like $100 for 10 gems for a Chinese game that they know like those blue guys are dropping like big bank on.
So a megalodon shark card, which is $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
is $100.
Okay, that's actually a lot better than I thought it was. I thought it was like, I thought it was
I don't
50.
think it is. I think
I
it's
thought it was,
worse.
I thought it was 50 mil. I thought it was $50 for like 4 mil.
It is. It 50 a $50 card is four and a quarter.
Oh, the 10 mil just scales. Okay, so they
It
really,
does scale. Um, so that means that buying at the best price, it's $10 per million, right?
Mhm.
New cars are like 4.5 million.
Oh,
So
that's right. So
a
you're like,
single unupgraded new car is $45.
why? When they release one every like month or two, it feels like I know it's not that often, but it feels
Well,
like
they drip feed for like 2 months whenever they release new cars. So like you'll get one new car for every week for 2 months.
gotcha.
So like if I had to equate what I got banned for, it's probably like $700, maybe
Nice chunk,
more.
nice chunk of
No, it's
change,
definitely more. It's definitely more.
probably.
Because I remember ending up with 50 mil. Like I had 50 mil in cash after I bought everything. So it's like $1,200 probably, maybe 1,500. But now I can make money.
Perfect. I say I'm gonna get GTA 6, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time in life to invest in GTA 6.
See, like I understand what you're saying, but also You put like five of us in a lobby together, a private lobby online. I could just literally drive around stealing cars and causing mayhem for hours.
And that's true. Yeah. I
Like, I don't need to invest all the time to get all the shit. I could just have a good time with people. Or, like, we could get into races. I could get into races. Easy. Make a little playlist, play a couple little games, do some racing, do some car parkour shit.
yeah. Do you want big games are nice. They're cool, they're fun. Like again, Cyberpunk is still probably one of the biggest AAA games in terms of like I know they don't have an online player, but like if we just take away like a single play like a company putting in time to a gaming experience with campaign, big map, quests and stuff. That's like one of the more recent like big things. It's like solo campaign games like that. I know they don't make money anymore, and that's the real reason why they're not that way. But like, it's almost like a dying form of video game. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's going away, but like, you have Starfield that just came out. But
One
even
of my favorite game types that I'm mad that there isn't more of is co op campaign.
yeah,
Let me be a side character in someone else's campaign. I love that. Like
yeah,
the idea of Borderlands is great to me, but I don't like Borderlands.
I don't like Borderlands either.
But the being able to have four people play together through a storyline, that I like. I'm a fan of that.
I don't
I'm
know
trying to
why, but
remember some examples. I'm having trouble thinking of some.
um, me that comes to mind was Halo was always a multiplayer campaign. That was a shooter,
Yeah,
but it
but
was
that
like it was.
was the problem with that was I was never on
I
consoles,
know,
so that kind
but
of
it was like
that's
the first one
broken
that
for me.
came to mind.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought about it too, for sure.
what was no, it wasn't COD.
Like the
Uh,
Forest, how
yeah,
it's online, but there's a bit of a story. I know that's a little more open worldy, but that concept, love it.
yeah.
The Portal 2 co-op was great. That was a long time
That's
ago,
what I
but
was
that was
trying to think
great.
of. Yeah, that was
Dying Light 2, fantastic game. That was the one, that was the ticket. Dying Light 2 and 1.
one was better.
It was, but like that style of game, I'm a huge fan of.
I was actually just thinking of Dying Light the other day because I was like, I think I saw there was an update or something in Steam, and I thought about like, I was thinking about our playthrough of it, and I always think back to the first time we played. Well, I played the second go around of us playing it. You guys
Yeah, I
played
played it
it,
like 3 times, honestly.
whatever version. I popped in on at least one of them because you guys
Yeah,
were getting it up, and I had to like I solo leveled for like I played the campaign and like got everything to the grappling hook so I could whip around with everyone.
yeah.
But Dying Light
Like
2 was a good game, and I know we had fun. I don't know why, but some of those times those like games made some things feel so like
yeah. I will
shallow.
say I have a good amount more hours in Dying Light 2 than Dying Light 1.
Really?
I have 32 in Dying Light and 49 in Dying Light 2.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it, I was like, oh, it was fun, but like there were some spots that like
There was some magic in the first one, I think.
yeah, like the second one I remember that big all hit the big church and that was kind of a cool environment. When you walk around it, it was just like it felt so out of it was just like felt like they put something on a map and you kind of walk around. Like it felt like very shallow and
Yeah.
like oh, let's just jump off the building, paraglide to the good loot spot where randomly there was just a bunch of suitcases of good loot that you could like end game content loot up.
Yeah, but I I understand what you're saying, but that turned the game from a grind into a fun just slash the shit out of everything to me.
It
And I
was. It
enjoyed
just
that.
I don't know, the first one felt more homegrown and the second one felt like
It did,
uh,
and I think I tend to agree with you about everything you're saying.
are we excited for a game coming out
You're gonna have to tell me
soon?
what it is because I don't remember.
I don't remember. It wasn't the Forest because we got that. I thought there was another game coming out soonish that was a game we would play.
Apparently, the Forest got new content recently. By the way, Sons of the Forest.
I think you told me about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was just thinking the Forest. I thought that we had one other game this year that was going to come out that was like a story player type game. I don't know if I don't think it was a sequel. Is there any
I
game
definitely don't remember it.
is there any game we've played together at a campaign that we haven't talked about just now? It might have just been the
Scroll a little
Forest.
more.
I'm quickly looking through my Steam list. I might be making it up. No, For the King. That's what I'm thinking of.
For the King. Yeah, that'll be good. Hopefully. I hope they fix all that shit that we talked about, like the
Kind of a
UI
campaign.
stuff.
It's kind of what we're asking for, but not really.
It's the right feel, but a different execution.
Yeah.
It's less story and more roguelike.
Um. Still, you know, I haven't gotten you to bite the Factorio bug in a while.
Yeah. It's I almost think it's too big of a mountain. Maybe.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Like we played like 100 and some in-game hours. Granted, some of that was sped up, and it just feels like we're still at the bottom, if you know what I mean.
So, yeah, I'm torn on it because it's like when it's too easy, we just blast through it all.
Yeah,
It's like
but
we've
this is
fallen.
like way on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, but again, all the reasonable mods were too easy for us. Not too easy,
Yeah,
but like
we have a system and can build correctly, and it doesn't take us long. We're
right.
not fumbling with controls, you know, so we accomplish a lot in a short amount of time.
So then we have to step up in mods, and then there's no like middle ground. It's like, oh, do you want like a plus kind of more stuff played through, or do you want a whole new fucking game?
And like the last one we did was Bob's and Angels Petrochem, which was like a pretty serious mod pack. And it's like, do we step down from that and be done with it in like 3 days? Or do we step up from that and get literally nowhere in 3 days?
Exactly. So it's like a
And that
weird.
was the decision we had to make, I think.
Cause it's like it's fun to be done, but then you're like, it's always fun to have more. But yeah.
And then the longer we go, the more I forget about it and the more scary it is to go back into it, too.
Oh man, nothing scary. You know, you just come back and you start looking around. You're like, oh man, what's gonna happen?
No, you go back in, start looking around, and be like, why the fuck was I making blue flowers? Because that's what or it was jellyfish or something blue. I don't even remember anymore. And then I'll be trying to figure out for like literally a day for what the fuck I was doing and why it was shit. So I don't
Um.
know.
Uh.
Barry was talking about playing Terraria again.
What for 5 hours? At this point, you guys have that game so far like down
He
packed.
found some new mod pack.
Okay.
I don't know.
Again, you guys have that one so down pack. It is a quick.
I know.
At one point, it was like if we started playing Terraria, it was like a week and a half because everyone would get on and we do a little bit of we do a little bit every day and we wouldn't overdo it. And then it slowly turned down into like less than a week, and then it turned down into like. I mean, it was the one night I think we played the whole game in one night because it was the dupe. It was the dupe one, whatever that mode is, journey mode.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
like you
journey,
feed it 5 bombs and now you have as many bombs as you want.
but then then you handed a stack each of us, and we all learned it permanently. So it was
Yeah.
like, I think, I think we were just
Hey guys, I found this cool thing. It's called dynamite. Here, have some.
well, I think it was the big first thing was it just came out. We didn't understand the full not consequence. We didn't feel the full gravity of the situation until we killed a slime and said, "I have 5 copper coins," and you were like, "Give me those," and then
I
you
now
took
have
us
a
five.
hundred. All right.
Now let's turn
Here's a
those into
100 copper
silver.
coins for everybody. Let me turn these into silver.
And within like 5 minutes, we
Oh,
had.
hey
Oh,
boys, I made a money gun. We're all shooting platinum now.
yeah. And then oh, I need five of this bar. Okay, we don't have to mine. I need five of that. I don't have to mine.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, fun. Really. I mean, it was fun
It was
for the
different and enjoyable the first time, but I think it was the only time.
right. But again, I think we started. I think it hit us that we can just beat this game because there's nothing stopping us from having the most
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, I have 100. I have infinite chlorophyll bullets. Don't need to grind those. Furry has infinite fucking mana potions. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Yeah.
You had
It
every
really
fucking
progressed quickly.
yeah. It only snowballed.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I think For the King will be good for us. I think that'll go to a nice week. It'll go to a nice weekend game where we're like, hey, want to
Might need to
load
get
up a
on
few.
Craftopia again. See how scuffed that is. Apparently they
Yeah.
changed a shit ton about that game.
There's another update. It's gotten shit tons of updates.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I know we got it pretty early and there wasn't much, but I do know they have constant updates. If you look at their
I
activity log.
know. We got it so early that it was one of the buggiest games I've ever tried to play, though.
Remember killing the fucking like elk things? It's just like it was really
I
weird 'cause they were in
I
between
remember these
content.
hoverboards that were just exploding for me. Like you get on it and it's actively exploding. I'd
I
be watching
remember.
some like firework of one of us floating away into the ether as this bomb is continuously going off, and then people are like, "Oh, what's the matter?" And I'm like, "You are exploding."
Um, I was gonna say I remember it starting off like pretty like just standard survival crafting world, and then like we got to this weird state where we had a bunch of like animals running on treadmills, and like I don't think they had core
Yep.
concepts of the game figured out yet.
Nope. That one
So
came
it
out too
felt really
early.
hodgepodgey
That
of
one
like
needed another like 2 years in the fire.
it just felt really hodgepodgey of what they were going for. Like you're like, oh, this is a Minecraft clone. Oh well, now this what the fuck is this going on here to this?
And then it just had like a level of weeb that we weren't ready for too.
Oh yeah.
Like all the characters looked like they were straight out of Genshin Impact.
Um, you know what game we never played? It was never because it was rated bad, but maybe because we never had enough people, I think, that would get into it. It's
What's
on
that?
your wish list. It's on your wish list.
I'm
It's a
gonna be honest, I
game.
add a lot of shit to my wish list that I
Oh, I know.
don't know if I actually want, but that other
No,
people want, just so I can
I'm
keep an eye on it.
just. It was just to narrow it down. It's a
Let me figure out how the
pretty.
fuck to get to my wish list.
It was pretty big with like YouTuber or Twitch. It was group. It was pretty big with groups playing it, and it kind of fits in like games we've played of survival.
Eco?
Um, yeah,
Yeah. I think it's a little too techy for some people.
right. I'm not surprised. Like I'm not fully surprised we never got into it, but it's like one of those ones that like
I know Moshe has it and plays it sometimes.
I watched it and it looked really fun. I mean, there was some like real based time crafting, which always kind of sucks because like I don't really need that in my life. But like I think the idea is like the moon's falling and you have to like stop it in a certain amount of like it's a challenge goal type thing, and you can tailor
Yeah.
it. You don't, but like have the time. But like I remember enjoying watching YouTubers play it because it would become the one series I watched was like people were playing it together but alone. So like some episodes they might be doing stuff with a person, or other episodes might be solo. Um, kind of the mix of like what's going on. It was fun to watch in that style. Yeah. Uh,
I'm
damn
trying to figure out what Eric's watching.
reels.
No. He's on Anime watching an anime. First episode of something. I don't know what it is though. I can't tell. All I got's some dude's top of his head with white hair.
Annie Ferretta.
He won. No, that's way too far deep for him.
Yeah, I just can't think of any like popular ones that have white hair though.
That show that it's going on about
Oh, it's a new one.
last season.
Huh.
It might be Hell's Paradise.
Gotcha.
I can't tell though. The preview's too small.
It is too small. I was trying to help you. Typically, I was trying to look at the recommended, because normally if there's like an OVA or something like that, it'll show up in that one to see like rough title.
I know, but it's so tiny. Ooh, if I go on my phone, does it show up bigger if I tap it? Hold on.
I love this.
I mean, it's kind of like a challenge. It's like one of those, what the fuck was it kind of things.
Just like you know enough of them that you're like, I should be able to get this, but I just can't.
It's a really bad preview. Like, it's literally the top of some dude's head, and it's got white hair, and that's it.
Now, granted, Bruno, I'm just saying, for some people, that would the white hair main character, possibly main character.
Oh, it narrows it down for sure. It's just like I don't have enough knowledge, I think. And I'm trying to think of what he would watch. I think it's a Dit recommendation because he's up there with Dit right now. He got talked into watching something from Dit. Oh, it is Hell's Paradise. I saw the name. Yeah, I was right.
Look at that. Why? Don't even doubt yourself, Bruno. Oh man, but that all started because I said I played Cyberpunk and I'm playing it. That's about it with that. Okay. Trying to keep track of what I've talked about.
I think I finished my book since last time. I think I finished it like on the podcast day last week. Maybe not.
Oh, I think you were close, if not working.
The last, yeah, I was on the last book and I just had a little bit left.
They come out pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's one coming in November.
That's what it was.
And they're the size of 3 light novels, so it's like actually a good amount of book.
Right.
If I wanted to, I could actually read most of the next book right now. Apparently, they chapter releases online. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I kind of don't want to.
Nah, don't do it.
So I've been trying to catch up on manga that I've been missing. That's been releasing.
Letting some pile up so you have a little bit to read.
So like, I have 3 different categories now. There's the I read this when it comes out category. There's the I used to read this when it came out and got frustrated category. And then there's the I need like at least a dozen of these to come out before I'm going to read anymore. So like, right. I'm trying to catch up on some of the ones that either got a big backlog or we're chilling.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to have a little bit to read, not just like the bare minimum.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I don't think it hurt me at all, but it was a lot of numbers to see like a couple on that I usually kept up with.
Like I couldn't imagine for like, now this is reading and watching, but I couldn't imagine for 10 years. However long One Piece has been coming out, 20, I don't know. How long is it?
I would say 20.
20. Could you imagine just being cliffhangered episode after episode? I'm sure they're not cliffhangers, but like...
I think the
to
pace
some degree,
is
it's
so
all cliffhangers
slow.
Because you're waiting. That's what I mean. Like, it's not
some of these arcs are literally 2-3 years long.
So... you just want to get through an arc. Maybe it's not your favorite arc.
99. 24 years.
24 years. I couldn't imagine for 24 years being like...
in a couple weeks, it's 24 years.
Next week. I could do it for like a few... maybe with different shows, but like... I don't think I could be like with the same show for 24 years, just like, oh, what will happen next week? What will happen?
You say that, and like I kind of agree with you, but then again, like I could see the schedule of it being something to look forward to every week, as long as it's like a solid like every week, which One Piece is.
Right. I just it seems like it would be burnt. Like like oh, at some point you just get like tired of it all. Like you just want to watch
Oh,
a couple.
absolutely.
I guess you just rewatch it because that's all you have to do.
Like let me
Maybe when a 3-year arc ends, you restart the arc and rewatch it from the beginning, so you can just watch it all.
some of the manga that I read, right? Like I fall in love with it, read a shit ton of it, catch up to current. These things are releasing like once every couple months, some of these. Like
Yeah,
one chapter.
it's not good.
No, it's not. Like I'm not happy about that with some of these. Like I I read a lot on my phone, right? And it's like, you're paging through, and then this screen comes up after you flick to the next page where the chapter was supposed to be, and it says, there is no next chapter. I can't tell you the amount of times that I get to that fucking screen and the dread washes over me after I just read like 60 chapters in like 2 days. And it's like, God damn it, why does it end here? Why did I do this to myself? But then I just do it again.
Just do it all again.
Like, I keep seeing that that time I got reincarnated as a slime is coming
Mm-hmm.
soon. I think it's like the next season of shows. It's coming out.
Yep.
And I got excited for it again. So I'm like, yeah, slime. You know what? I'm gonna read the manga between the show and the next, like, that's past the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started where the show stopped and I read it. And I was getting back into it, like, hell yeah, this is cool. I get pictures this time, because I read the actual books previously, so I have the knowledge already. But this time I get pictures all the time, right? And I just got disappointed again because there's not enough of it. It's sad.
Yeah.
And I do it to myself, and I understand that. I'm not denying any of that. It's just annoying.
You know it is exciting.
What's that?
Good old night Formula One race. To the point now where like the season's kind of boring and over.
Yeah. When's what kind of time frame is this for us? Oh, it's pretty
Qatar.
shit.
Yeah. It's probably like mid
Uh,
mid morning.
It's qualify. It's all around 1 p.m.
Eh.
Like qualifying and the race is 1 p.m. The sprint is at 1:30. Sprint shootout is at 11 a.m.
Oh, that's right. We have like so that's qualifying is Friday. So like 1:30 I have to stop the ground. Oh my god, that's so dumb. That makes me less happy now.
Yeah, can we not do sprints? I just don't need this. It just makes it now,
harder.
instead of having 2 days, we have to do 3 days and throw a sprint qualifying in.
And then yeah, Saturday becomes a double duty.
That's what I mean. Like Friday we have to watch qualifying for the race on Sunday. And then Saturday we have to watch all of the sprint, qualifying and race. And then we got to watch the God damn it.
But it is a night race.
Which is cool, but
I do like a night race.
I do too. Do
Actually,
do we get any good races coming up?
yeah.
Like good time kind of stuff?
Texas and Las Vegas should be great times.
Texas race is at 3 p.m.
Never
Sprint
mind.
race is at 6 p.m.
A little early.
Yeah. Oh,
A little earlier than
that schedule's even more fucked. When is
um
qualifying?
the Vegas one should be good.
All right,
Should be
that schedule's just all kinds of fucked up. There is no qualifying for the race.
what?
According to what I'm looking at, for Texas, there is no qualifying. FP1 sprint qualifying, FP2 sprint race. Something's not right there.
It must be labeled as the last year's stuff.
Mexico, you get qualifying at 5 and race at 4.
Yep. It's good
Brazil,
times,
is that Brazil? Sao Paulo,
yeah.
2:30 and noon.
Ew.
Las Vegas. Vegas, we could probably watch live. That's a night race in the past.
Right.
Qualifying at 3 a.m. and a race at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Qualifying's pretty late, but Abu Dhabi, 9 a.m., 8 a.m. That's it.
Most boring race of the year. Well, I lie. The 1 year it was fun. Past that, it was like it's past the 1 year. It was like every year consistently. It was just like a very boring track. Nothing really happened, and it's like the last race, so everything's like shit. Like brush your hands and call it a day.
Yeah. By the way, all that information came from the F1 subreddit. They have a really good When is F1 channel. When is F1 on? Text channel. That has all like
You mean the
time.
Discord?
Yeah, Discord. They have all the time synced dates for everything, which is nice.
The website's not bad.
Yeah, it's not, but I get confused sometimes when the buttons don't look like they're pressed for track times or local times or my times.
Yeah.
And I always have Discord open. It's a click away going to a different server. So
You telling me Discord exists to die on one of your monitors?
it absolutely does. I would be surprised if there isn't burn-in.
Are you telling me that I don't know what I was gonna say. Surprised our stream decks don't get burning.
Yeah, they look pretty good actually, to be honest with you.
I think
That is a good point.
I think I wonder. I don't know the true technology of it, but if I had to guess, it'd be more of like the e-ink stuff.
It's not because it can do GIFs.
Oh, that's true.
It's just a normal LCD screen.
I just have such a hard time believing it. Like, I just have a hard time believing.
Yeah. Maybe they made it so that they probably did it with it in mind and sacrificed some refresh rate. And that might be the difference. The refresh rate's probably a lot lower. So that it's not burning in as much. But what do I know? I don't know.
I don't expect things to just work. It's hard. It's a hard thing. It's a hard concept to understand sometimes, and with like tech and IT. Tell me this thing's supposed to just work. Just like at work, uh, new iPhones and shit comes out. All the new OSs come out. Like this year, it went from fucking Ventura to Sonoma. It's fucking so annoying. The Mac shit. Like every year you have a new named operating system. Like again, if it would be iterating like 10, 11, 12, 13, every year you got a new like named Windows operating system. Where they try to do
I don't
like
need
big
that.
change. No.
Please don't.
Right. But they do that with Mac. And they like change a bunch of shit. So like every year it's like I'll update it, see what everything breaks, and this year's seems to not have broken everything. So like I'm sitting here like starting to push it out, but I'm like super worried that there's like something broken I can't tell.
Absolutely.
Um uh uh but yeah, I just my fucking home screen my I don't Oh, actually, I have it next to me, but uh, I'll give it to him. This is kind of cool, but it's really dumb. Um, my like login screen
Yeah.
is like a GIF of a airport pan over from like a drone shot. So it's like it's slowly panning out.
Is
Like,
it? Oh, I see it. Yeah.
um,
I mean, that's cool, but it's who cares?
I know. I've kept it. I had it like when I first did it. I like had to swipe my finger enough just to keep it awake long enough. It's like a. It is almost like a 3 or 4 minute pan. Like they went deep into
Really,
like yeah.
dude, I want a drone. I have no need for it, but I want one.
At this point, can't you get just like a cheap one? Just like a bad cheap one, not like a good cheap one, just a bad cheap one to crash around and not do good stuff with yet.
But then I'll just be disappointed and want a better one. I know
You
myself too
can,
well.
yeah, you can want that, but at least you can do stupid stuff. And I don't think you need the. I don't think you need to be able to do the stupid stuff. I got the FIA at your house because you were like, we're on the, we're on like the podcast, and you're like 15 miles away with your camera, just being like, "Oh, you see this over here? This is where the pizza shop is. You need a membership for."
I'm now on Reddit looking for Mavic Mini alternatives.
Because I see you getting a big boy one that
So,
does like
like, okay, the one that I would buy if I wanted one, right? Like, if I were to buy one, I want a DJI Mavic Mini, which
so
is
you still
like,
want the mini? Because
yeah,
that's where you're gonna get
because
disappointed.
no, I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it
like
is
that.
gonna be where you're disappointed because you're gonna want like
N-
you.
It's a very capable drone
I
still.
know, but you does it have the distance and all that shit of like the big
Yeah,
boy ones? Okay.
yes, it does. It's got like a 10-mile distance, honestly,
The
which is
auto
stupid.
tracking?
It doesn't have auto tracking, no,
Because then I'm like, oh well, he wants
because
to.
it doesn't have collision avoidance.
Because then I'm like, oh, he'd love to be in his doing like making like doing shots in your Jeep driving or the Razor driving around and it's following you.
And that would be cool, but like
But that's see,
also
that's where I feel like you're gonna be disappointed.
I know the terrain that I go driving in with that, and it would not be drone friendly.
You know, I I think we need to get you one of those. You need those 360 cams like Steve got for the Razor.
I don't know.
Mounted in the back with like your whippet bars,
Yeah.
and we can trail cam around Bruno 360 style. Think about it.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
Probably look very shaky.
Yeah,
The
shit gets shaky.
I was gonna say the vibrations probably kill a lot.
Like I've tried to mount a GoPro on a roll cage, not the play at all. It is terrible. Now, my GoPro doesn't have optical image stabilization. So
Is
that's like a big thing that changed after I bought mine that is a good thing.
are razors vibrating? Like
Yes.
okay, so like without an
Like there's a lot of engine vibration.
mhm.
Like it's a V twin, right? So two
Okay,
cylinders just
yeah.
banging back and forth. So there isn't the balance of like a V6, you know?
No, again, I assume I was thinking they might be, but I didn't know for sure. You're gonna be like, oh well, this is a power glide 2-stroke, like
No,
fucking.
and then it's just so fucking rocky around here.
Oh yeah.
And those rocks just jostle everything. When
Hey,
it's
if it's
on
good,
my helmet, right? Head, great stabilizer.
I don't believe that. I've seen the F1. I've seen the F1 cams.
I mean, I understand that. I have
I
a
know
lot
you're
more
not hitting
suspension
five.
than that, and it's
I know you're not hitting like 5Gs on a turn.
yeah. I was very
I hope you're
surprised at
not.
how well
I really
the
don't think the
head.
thing should be hitting
No,
5Gs on a turn.
absolutely. It would be flipping over end for like 300 yards.
Yeah.
Not a
Oh.
shot. Some YouTube channel I just that I watch. They just bought new cameras, like handheld stuff. They called it like their run and shoot cameras, like the quick grab something and go shoot video, right?
Hmm.
They bought DJI GoPro replicas, like the DJI line of GoPro, the
Yeah.
action cameras. And they seem pretty good. He was doing a live stream from one somehow. I don't exactly know the tech involved. I think it was running off his phone. But like the camera itself was wirelessly connected to something that would then shoot the video to YouTube live stream. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Um.
They seem to love them compared to GoPros. I think they were very fed up with GoPros.
GoPros were first and great, but I could easily see them having like quirks and stuff that the company doesn't really need to fix because they were the first and they're the best at. Not that they're currently the best, but they
They
were
have
the
a
best.
big brand recognition going right now.
And again, at one point, for every
Oh,
fault they had, they were like they were like, "What else are you gonna get, bud?"
from
Like, what?
like the Hero 5 to before that, it was the only good option.
Yeah.
And not only that, but compared to everything else, it stood so far above everything else.
No, that's what I'm like.
I think that people have caught up now though. Like I
No,
think Sony has a good offer and that DJI shit seems like it's a good thing, like maybe even arguably better.
yeah. Again, my thing was a company like that. It's just like
It's very easy to stagnate when
it's
you have that much of a following.
uh uh the I'm gonna say OtterBox. So I feel like there's two phone cases I'm thinking of. One was like OtterBox phone cases. At one
Probably
point, they
life
were like
proof you're thinking of.
life proof.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those two 10, 5, 7, 8 years ago, not even that, like somewhere in that. There
When
was a
I
span.
was in high school,
Yeah,
everyone had a life proof case.
life
And
proof
that's
cases
10 years ago.
and OtterBox, like they were like the serious case. Like there weren't. It was them or like uh there was possibly some other but like I can't think of the other options. They were all
No,
shitty.
there
Like
weren't.
they were like
It was
$10 cases,
it
and there
was
was
either
like
yeah, you had like a plastic case that just went around your phone or you had an OtterBox or a life proof and that was it.
right.
The life proof if you wanted to be waterproof, the OtterBox if you wanted to be able to throw your phone against a wall, and a shitty plastic cover if you wanted your phone to look different and be able to set it on a desk.
Yeah, and they were expensive, and they were like the only ones out there on the market that were doing it. Now, like if you wanted to look at phone cases, you don't you can still go with them. I mean, they're still solid, reputable brands. You know what quality you're getting. Blah blah blah. I don't know if
Yeah,
LifeProof really exists anymore. I don't really
I
know.
think they kind of died out,
Yeah.
especially since the big pull for LifeProof was that they made your phone waterproof, and now
Yes.
all the phones are waterproof.
Um, I really wanted one, but I didn't get one because I wanted to be able to like put my phone in the shower to listen to music, and like it just sit on like a shelf, not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm a big I always act as if my phone is not waterproof.
Oh yeah.
I take it as insurance that if something were to happen, hopefully it'll be fine. I do not see my phone as waterproof
No,
whatsoever.
I don't really put in mine. Actually, I think my watch they're waterproof, but like people swim with them, but like I try not to get it wet. Now when I'm working on the
Like
pool and it's on there, I'll dunk it the whole way in and not do anything.
like if I'm in the Razor or if I'm in my kayak or if I'm going like you know
Hmm.
anything like that, I have a Pelican case that I could put like my keys, my phone, my wallet in. That to me is waterproof.
Ah,
I have
yeah, that's
no concerns whatsoever. I will take that thing fucking diving with me.
okay. I don't get that fancy. I'm still the old school Ziploc bag. Like,
No, I was always so like growing up. Uh, I was around boats a good
mhm.
bit and like jet skis, and the number of fucking phones that my family has dunked in salt water is kind of insane.
Yikes.
So I always had an OtterBox waterproof box that my phone would go in. Now, phones fucking got gigantic and that no longer fit anything. And in the interim, I had a Pelican case for my GoPro that has all my GoPro shit in it. That's like, hey, if I want GoPro stuff, not only is it waterproof, I can take it on a razor ride. I can not care about the case. It's shockproof, all the padding and shit. Run it over. I don't give a shit. It's a Pelican case. And I fell in love with how good that case is. And then bought, like, I think it's the Pelican's smallest Pelican case. Like the briefcase style with the
Mhm.
handle. And that is just big enough for my phone now. My old phone fit perfect. This one's a little tight. Like this one, I got a wedge into it.
Gotcha.
So I almost had to buy another fucking waterproof box.
You know what I don't need?
What?
Bigger case because I just use a gallon-sized quart bag.
I just.
You know what you know what it really stemmed from? In it happened every year. So I played soccer, and in the fall, soccer's an outside sport. In swimming, crazily enough, always near water. And like people just dealt with it, and never really had many incidents in
Yeah.
life. Like when it's your quite literal like environment, it just kind of deal with it, and like
Yeah.
nothing ever really bad tends to happen with like stuff. It does, but like people are used to it. The idea
Yeah.
is like it's uh, but like in soccer, crazily enough, it rains and you're outside. It happened to me in my like first freshman year. There was like a massive downpour. My backpack, all my shit just got wet, and I was like pissed. Nothing broke anything, but I was like
Yeah.
everything was wet from like that. But it really pissed me off because I saw one guy put a trash bag in his bag. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, every year from that point on, there was like two trash bags in my bag and a Ziploc baggie, like my in case of rain
Yep.
emergency bags.
Yep.
And like, it started as one trash bag. I'm like, all I need is one. But then people would try to cram their backpacks in my bag because they were like, "Oh, can I put it in there?" So I had
Yep.
other back. I'm like, "Here's another one. You fuckers figure that this one's mine. You figure out the rest. 'Cause I'm not fighting with you."
I
But
will, to go back just for a second, I think that I like the Pelican case as much for vibration dampening as I do waterproofing.
gotcha.
So, like, instead of throwing my phone in the glove box of the Razor and it being bounced around all day, I know it's in padding in a case. So, all that bouncing around isn't a concern. I don't know. I've had good luck with it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Sometimes it's a big ass fucking suitcase looking motherfucker case. But you know what? I will never be worried about my phone getting water damage from it.
You're gonna have
Throw
to
it
get
down
the
the waterfall. I don't give a shit.
you're gonna have to
Just
get the
let me
big
go
big
get
boys.
catch it again.
You're gonna have to get the big boys.
Yeah. I do love Pelican cases though. They're so well made. If you ever need one for something, they're the ticket. Don't
Gotcha.
cheap out on the Harbor Freight junk.
Ah, why not?
All right.
But we'll end it there because that's all we have for this week's episode of Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
See you later.